Hi everyone, so this video is going to be titled sort of what's the difference. It's sort of to do with, I don't know, talking about sort of not my smartphone addiction, but sort of mental health a little bit. I don't know really. But I wanted to talk about what's the difference because I feel like in today's world we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people, which I don't think is healthy. And sometimes I really do question, like, what is the difference? Like, what's the difference between me and, say, a famous person? Like, what is, we're both human beings. We're both, we've both got 2 legs, 2 arms and everything. I'm trying to, it might sound a bit strange, this comparison and this sort of analogy that I've got in the back of my mind, but sometimes when I compare myself to like a famous person, or sometimes people who don't really are famous for like no reason or whatever, I'm thinking, what's the difference? Like, why couldn't I be featured on like a song, a track or something? Like the other day I was in TK Maxx, and then they were playing this really well-produced song by this artist or something. Has he just been given this song and he's just sung on it and hasn't even produced it? Like I said, I feel like a lot of artists nowadays, if they're already famous, they get like the ability to, I think a lot of artists who are famous nowadays, they potentially just get put on a track. And I don't think it's fair, like, just get put on a track and they don't even produce it, they just get put on a really well-produced radio-friendly song. In a way, everyone can sing, everyone's got to like vote, everyone can talk, everyone can sing, I feel. So I feel like it's a little bit kind of, again, it's like, what's the difference? If someone's doing a really good role in an acting movie, I'm thinking, if I wanted to, I could act. I mean, especially with a lot of movies that aren't maybe, a lot of CGI, they're just like in one sort of scene, one room. I feel like, why can't I be an actor? Or, even a footballer, I feel like I'm built for it. Although I wouldn't necessarily want to be a footballer because I would never want to head of the ball. That's the thing. I would never want to head of the ball. I've always got this thing about, I'm a bit of a hypochondria, but I just feel like, what's the difference between me and celebrity? I feel like in this age of social media, we're comparing ourselves to others, and sometimes you really question, how come they're famous but I'm not? I'm not saying I want to be famous, although I sort of am, but I'm thinking this day and age, you should be sort of allowed to do what you want. Like I said, this day and age is sort of, everything's sort of online on the internet and stuff, and YouTube or whatever. But I just feel like sometimes, why can't I be, why can't someone put my voice in a really well-produced radio-friendly song like with a well-known, like Igors or something? But no, why can't I be on a really good radio-friendly song? Why can't I be in a movie? Why couldn't I be, something to do with sport, like a sports person? Like I could be a darts player, but probably not, I don't want to be a darts player. I'm just thinking, I don't think it's healthy to compare yourself to other people, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like I've been sort of caught in the act of doing that. I feel I'm always asking the question, what's the difference? Whenever I hear someone's song on the radio and they're famous and their song's incredibly well produced, I'm thinking, I can sing. I feel like most people can sing anyway. Most people have got a voice, they can talk, most people can sing. I've got my own music out on Spotify. I feel like I'm a bit more kind of engaged with it, the whole process. That's the thing, because I've got my own tracks out on Spotify. I feel like I'm a bit more engaged with it. I feel like I've got sort of a right to sort of question, question this difference and question, question what the issue is. But I think it's something we should all be asking ourselves. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves to others and thinking, haha, this is what it is. It's not meant to be. I'm never going to be famous. I'm not supposed to happen. I feel like if you want to get yourself out there, you should be able to. I feel like everyone should have their own options in life. I think people, like I said, if you want to be a famous music artist, why couldn't you be? If you want to be a famous sports person, why couldn't you be? At the end of the day, you're just kicking if you're playing football, you're just kicking a football around a pitch. Anyway, everyone with 2 legs, and you can move, can run around playing football. No offense to incredible people like Ronaldo and Messi, etc. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you got to say it how it is. And I feel like people aren't. I feel, with any sport, you could say that with, And I feel like, with acting, I feel like acting isn't that different. I could be acting now for this YouTube video. I could be acting with all my YouTube videos. I could be acting with all of them. So I think that's not quite true to what people should be aiming for. And I think people should be aiming differently. I think people should be understanding there's like a boundary. And I think people shouldn't be setting the goals too high. I think people should be understanding that anyone can be who they want. There isn't a difference between regular people and celebrities. We're all human beings at the end of the day. And I feel like, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to others and thinking, I'm never going to be in that situation. Like I said, for me, it's a lot of what it is with music. I'm thinking, why not can I be on a really good radio-friendly song? Because like I said, I've got my own tracks on Spotify. I've got about 25, 26 songs, and I'm thinking, they're not getting much attention. I'm thinking, what do I have to do? What's the physical difference between me and a famous person? What's the difference between me and Harry Styles or something? What's the difference? I know he's famous, but what's the difference? What is the difference? I'll probably look a bit like him, innit? What's the difference? And like I said, that you kind of get in your mindset, what's the difference? I say, me and Justin Bieber, whatever. What is the difference? There isn't a difference. We're both human beings. why can I have been famous? Why can I have put some songs out? Why can't I be a famous actor like, you know, Tom Cruise or something? What's the difference? Or that guy, there's another actor like Timothy Chalamet. I think I look a bit like him as well. But again, what's the difference? What was the difference? Why can't I be in some of the movies that he's been in? Why can't I do an acting role? Why couldn't I can speak, I can sing, I've got legs, I can move, I can play football. Why couldn't I? Although I wouldn't want to do football, like I said, because I'm heading the ball. But I'm just thinking, it comes times like these where you really have to question, and then the comparison to other people, and you really think, why can I do what these people are doing? And I think it's in a way, it's good to question it. You shouldn't just go with norms and think, oh God, I'm always going to be a nobody, I'm always going to be this, no one's ever going to care what I do, no one's ever going to care, I'm never going to be famous, you know, in a sense that people appreciate what I've done and I've contributed, whether it's music, whether it's acting, whether it's being a sports person, whether it's, I don't know, politics or whatever, whether it's trying to make a change to society. I support Labour, so perhaps I can make a change to society in that way. But like I said, you know, people should question it. I think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy to compare yourself to other people, but I think it's healthy to question why people are comparing themselves to other people. Like I said, I know it's social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok now, bloody hell. What more, you know, it's not exactly a good place for younger generations to grow up and compare themselves to other people. But I think, you know, it's not going to change, you're not going to abolish the internet. You know, even recently, yesterday I was reading a Jack Reacher book. It was called Make Me. It was actually about the deep web, and you know, it was talking about people using it because they weren't happy with their lives or something. They were trying to it wanted to end their lives or something. But once again, it's all to do with the internet. It's all to do with kind of, you know, it's all to do with the internet. I think it's got to be addressed. You know, it's got to be addressed. You know, I think things like these have to be addressed, and you can't hide away from it. I think you have to address what people are doing. You have to question it, and you know, I think morals have to be questioned. I think mental health has to be questioned too. I think people's mental health has to be questioned, and I think comparison to others is never a healthy mindset. Which is why, like I said, I've got a smartphone addiction. I mentioned it before. I have got a smartphone addiction, which I'm trying to get rid of. The good thing is, when I go out and about, I don't have it, which is why I still know it's not relevant, but I get restless on trains because I don't like looking at my phone. But indoors, I always look at my phone all the time. Not so much in the morning, although it is quite a lot in the morning, it can be. But it's mainly in the evening, I spend hours looking at it. That's why my body clock's like 5, 6 in the morning. But I think we have to question it. You have to question, why am I not like a Harry Styles? Why am I not like a Justin Bieber? Why am I not like a Timothy Chalamet? Why am I not like a Tom Cruise? Why am I not like... What's the difference? Why am I not like a Ronaldo or Messi? What's the physical difference? What's the difference between me and them? Why couldn't I do what they're doing? Or be a politician and try and contribute to positive change, perhaps introduce, you know, trying to abolish abattoirs and trying to bring in more vegan food, more, you know, especially to takeaways, which I haven't caught up with it yet. I think we have to question morals, we have to question ethics, we have to question mental health, we have to question society, and I think that's the only way we can change positively, is if you question the norms, question what is the difference, because at the end of the day, we are all human beings, and there isn't a physical difference. So between famous people and regular people, there shouldn't be a boundary. And I feel like if anyone wants to be famous in a good sense and contribute something to the world, they should be able to. People should be able to do what they want. This is a free country. And in the age of social media and how much the internet has grown substantially, I think we should need to address that, and I think it has to be addressed, and I think that's why I'm doing this YouTube video. So hopefully people watching this can understand where I'm coming from, and we can all live more peacefully and stop comparing ourselves to other people in a sense that is not good. I think we need to live positively and live and be who we want to be.